Good evening, Lagos. Good evening, Nigeria. Good evening, world. Welcome to the Voice of the People 90.3 FM, the number one station that gives you a voice in the world, actually. Welcome to the program. I'm your host. My name is Ijeoma. Innocent. In case you don't know it, this is the recap, and it comes your way every Saturday from 4 p.m. all the way until 6 p.m. And this is that program where we discuss issues that made a major headline during the week. Of course, I'm never alone. I have Mr. Peter Anosike with me in the studios. He is a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and a best-selling author. He's the author of Dangote's The 10 Commandments on Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by the Wall Street Journal. Here in Nigeria, it was developed as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, a federal government agency in charge of small and medium businesses in the country. So welcome to the recap. If it's your first time of joining us, fasten your seatbelt. It's about to be a very educating, informative, and intriguing ride. Welcome to today's edition of the recap. On today's edition of the recap, we have a few topics that we want to talk about, and of course at 5 p.m. on the dot, the phone lines will be open so that you can share your ideas, your suggestions, your advice with us right here in the studios as well. But for the meantime, sit back, relax, and really just fasten your seatbelt. The recap has just begun. First up, Yorubas will question your grandchildren and the great-grandchildren if you fail to restructure Nigeria. The coordinator of Ijeoma Monitoring Group, Joseph Eva, has said that Yorubas will not forgive President Bola Tinubu if he fails to restructure Nigeria. Now, according to him, if the president fails to restructure the country, the Yorubas will ask his grandchildren questions even in the next 100 years to come. The Ijeoma Monitoring Group coordinator, that is Joseph Eva, argued that former President Olusegun Obasanjo was the right person to restructure Nigeria, but he was carried away by greed. Anyway, this will be our very first topic for today, and I'd like to hear from the analyst and also from you as well. Let's know your thoughts on these particular statement made by the coordinator of the Ijeoma Monitoring Group, Joseph Eva. Next up, we'll be looking at death toll lower than 8,356 wasted under Buhari, worse than Jonathan's 2,059 in all 10 months. We do know that on March 14, about 17 officers and men of the 181 Amphibious Battalion in Bumadi were killed at Okwama community in Ugeli South local government area of Delta State. This was reportedly on account of the land dispute between Okwama and Okoloba communities, and we've been talking about this all week because it was just one of those issues that happen and you cannot wrap your head around it. You're asking the question, how did this happen? All right, and we've been looking at that. We've been looking at it all week, and we'll be talking about it today as well. Although not in this very direction, we'll be taking it in a very, very, very different direction, because people are looking at it and saying there is a lot of insecurity in the country right now, and counting the amount of people that have lost their lives due to this insecurity. And one would wonder, why is this coming up, right? It's not only in this administration that we have seen this kind of attacks, right? So ECOWAS is saying that's almost 7,000 people, that's about 6,931 people, have been killed under President Tinubu in 10 months. They're saying this is lower than the almost 8,500 people that lost their lives under Buhari's tenure, and is much worse than the a few over 2,000 people that lost their lives during Jonathan's tenure, all in 10 months. So we're going from the Okwama situation, and looking at all the terrorist attacks that have also been carried out and the number of people who have lost their lives in the 10 months of this administration. I do have a question though. When you word it this way, it makes it look like, yes, we know the country is unsafe, right? But when you word it this way, it makes it look like, it's a killing field. Almost 7,000 people have been killed under Tinubu in 10 months. This also happened during Buhari and Jonathan's time, but what we are comparing are the numbers. And also, will we remain like this? Anyway, we'll be moving on to topic number 3, where Senator Suswam is saying APC government under Tinubu lacks direction. Now, former governor of Benue State, Senator Gabriel Suswam, had on Tuesday this week said the current administration under the All Progressives Congress does not have a direction. Now, Suswam claimed that all the policies, including economic and social policies, have fallen flat on their faces. Now, the former governor stated this while fielding questions on a television news program. He suggested that Nigerians need a viable alternative, which, according to him, is achievable with serious and focused leadership. What he's saying is, as it is right now, I don't see the direction we are going. In fact, there is no direction, as all policies are falling flat on their faces. Removal of fuel subsidy has led to more hardship for Nigerians. The flotation of the naira has just left the naira to keep bowing to the dollar day by day. And he's saying, from what I can see, this administration has no direction. But some would say it's been only about 10 months. What are the parameters you're using for this measurement? Anyway, my analyst will be answering the question as the program proceeds. Next up, we'll be looking at APC picks Ondo governorship candidate. APC, yes, the All Progressives Congress, that's the ruling party, will pick their Ondo state governorship candidate on April 25. But here's the thing, they have pegged the form at 50 million naira. That is, if you want to participate in the governorship primaries, you have to buy a form, and the form is 50 million naira. This is taking my mind to governors who get into office and then begin to pay fare and then begin to loot the state treasury. One would ask the question, why won't they? If they're buying one single form, a piece of paper, to write name, address, gender, blood type, genotype, and all that for 50 million naira. Well, I guess ambition is expensive. Just like its governorship primary in Edo State, which produced Monday Okpebolo as the flag bearer, the APC has pegged the prize for the expression of interest and nomination form. Now, to express interest is expensive. So to express interest, 10 million. To buy nomination form, 40 million naira. This is for Ondo State. Just to express interest, that is, if you are interested, raise your hand. Where you they raise hand, another person they pay 10 million naira to just express interest. Anyway, one might say this is what the party uses to fund itself, but we'll see about that. Finally, and honestly, this particular topic, I want to say I don't really understand it. It's written in simple English, yes, but I'm just wondering, like, how did these come about? Really, how did this come about, and who did the maths? Who did the survey, and how did this come about? How do you people know? Here is why I'm asking this question. Nigeria, that is our country, this country with me and you, they has been pegged as the happiest country in Africa. Nigeria is ranking as the happiest country in all of Africa, from the west to the north to the south to the east. Nigeria is supposedly the happiest country in Africa. Now, this is in the latest release from the World Happiness Report, where Nigeria was positioned as the happiest country in Africa and the 102nd globally. Now, this ranking is coming, of course, that means the diverse backdrop of economic, social, political factors that are influencing the well-being of Nigeria. The economy of Nigeria, is it making you happy, you as a Nigerian? Right. The political sphere of the country, does it make you as a Nigerian happy? I mean, coming from last year's general elections. Well, the World Happiness Report is a respected global survey, and I respect them too, right? They're ranking countries based on various parameters of well-being, economic strength, social support, life expectancy, freedom to make life choices, generosity, and perceptions of corruption. Anyway, this report is supposedly a tool to gauge the happiness and quality of life of populations worldwide, and they are ranking Nigeria as the happiest country in Africa. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. My analyst is ready to speak. He's Mr. Peter Anosike, development economist, acclaimed author, journalist, and best-selling author. He's the author of Dangote's 10 Commandments and Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by the Wall Street Journal. Here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for growing entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium-Scale Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, which is a federal government agency in charge of small and medium-scale businesses in the country. It's always a pleasure to have you right here in the studios with me every weekend. Mr. Anosike, welcome to the program.
Yeah, good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. We have quite a bit to discuss today, so let's start with the very first topic. Yorubas will question your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren if you fail to restructure Nigeria. This is coming from Joseph Iva, the coordinator of the Ijeoma Monitoring Group. First up, my very first question will be for the layman who does not understand. What does it mean, or what would it take to restructure Nigeria?
The only thing that it takes is political will and nothing more.
So how does restructuring work?
Well, restructuring is allowing each geopolitical zone to develop at its own pace. That's power devolution, reducing all the power at the center and giving it back to the states. Just as we have in the regions from 1960 to 1960 to 1966. Understand? So that's what restructuring means. Basically, power devolution from the center to the states. That's empowering the states. Understand me? And this is one of the things that all the presidential candidates campaign during the 2023 election. And from 1999, Tinubu, while he was in the opposition, had been an apostle of restructuring this country. He has taken federal government to court on several occasions that Nigeria must be restructured. Afenifere has been preaching restructuring since 1999. Ohaneze has been preaching restructuring. Middle Belt has been preaching restructuring. Pandev, that is the Niger Delta, understand me, has been preaching restructuring.
What would be the advantages of this restructuring?
It will bring healthy competition among all the ethnic communities in the country. It will bring healthy competition among the geopolitical zones. It will bring healthy competition among all the states. As it is today, governors are sleeping. Understand me? Governors are not being creative at all, because at the end of every month, their commissioner for finance will go to Abuja. They will be issued a check and allocation. Go and use this for your state.
So states should no longer have access to federal allocations, so they can work with their own state resources. Is that what you're saying?
No. The system that we have now does not encourage the governors to be creative. The governors are not thinking out of the box,
because they know that at the end of the day they would get a check.
What we are running now is a Almajiri system of government. That is what we are running since 1999, Almajiri system of government, where every month governors are giving check. Understand me? So this hinders creativity. It hinders governors thinking out of the box. Understand? And again, there is too much power at the center. There are too much power at the center. If the country is restructured, power will go back to the states. Governors will now know that their destiny and that of their people are in their own hands. Understand? This will encourage them to become active, to think out of the box, to become creative. Understand me? But now it is not happening because of the system that we have. And Tinubu, from 1999, had been preaching restructuring, and now that he has become president, he has forgotten all about it. I keep on saying, on May 29, when Tinubu came into power, the best announcement he would have made would have been, I'm going to restructure this country. That would have been his best speech. If he had done it, he would have even won over Afenifere, Ohaneze, Pandiv, Middle Belt Forum. That single announcement, I am going to restructure this, if he has changed that subsidy is gone, and say I'm going to restructure this country, he will have won everybody, every well-meaning Nigerian. Understand me? Instead, he just seen it because he knew that his power did not come from the south. His power came from the north, and the elders in the north are against the restructuring.
Why is that?
Because it will hurt them.
How?
It will not make them as powerful as they are. The same way they are against education.
They are against
the
education.
same way they are against education. Northern elders were criticizing Jonathan for building schools, because schools open people's eyes. So they just want to be leading their people like cows. Understand me? So that's why they don't want their eyes to open. That's why they were criticizing Jonathan. Why are you building schools? And this is what restructuring will also do. So there are some of them, not all, but restructuring is a system that is going to favor every state in the country. It's a system that is going to favor every geopolitical zone in the country.
It will also favor the north.
It will favor every state in the country. Let me tell you an instance. Nevada, which is one of the states in the United States, is on the desert. They have no natural resources. Understand me? But what they did was to build casinos, hotels, tourist centers there. Understand me? That's why Las Vegas, the capital of Nevada, is the casino capital of the world. The oil billionaires in Texas will make their money now go to Nevada and enjoy it. Do you understand that? So as Nevada state is, that's how Bauchi state is. If Bauchi can be turned into a tourist center with nice hotels, understand me, the people in the Niger Delta will not drink their oil. When they make money from oil, they'll go to Bauchi and enjoy their money. So through that, Bauchi will benefit from the oil in the Niger Delta. Understand me? So
each state gets to benefit from their own resources.
From the resources in their area, because right now, mineral resources are in the exclusive list, which is only under the control of the federal government.
One would argue that what about the states that don't have so much? Would they still be able to have that self-sufficiency?
No state is barren in the country. No state is barren. Even this oil that we are talking about, oil is in every state in the country. Understand? The only thing is it's not in commercial quantity. So there are mineral resources in all the states in the country, but because we are running an Almajiri system of government, the governors are not thinking of how to go about it. But when the country is restructured, governors will now begin to become more creative.
In other words, federal allocation is making governors lazy.
It's making them lazy. It's making them sleepy. Understand me? Because by and by, money must come.
But how come even with these federal allocations, some states find it difficult to pay salaries of their workers?
What somebody is giving you can never be enough. Just like salary can never be enough. Understand me? What somebody is dashing you can never ever be enough. Understand? You can never be self-sustaining when a beggar can never be satisfied. Understand me? So the best way to become satisfied is when you are helping yourself. You know how to manage. When somebody is dashing you something, you will not know how to manage that thing. So these are two different issues. So what Joseph Ever said is correct. Understand me?
But when he says something like your children and your grandchildren will not forgive you, I mean, it's not taking it to the extreme.
That's a very factual statement. That's a very factual statement. You have been an advocate of restructuring. You have been preaching restructuring. You have taken government to court because of restructuring. Now you are in power. You have forgotten about it.
Okay, one would think that was the first thing he would have done, since he was a proponent of it as well.
That would have been what he would have made, the announcement that he would have made the day he took over. I'm going to restructure this country. Instead of saying subsidy is gone. Understand me? So for me, I'm 100% in support of what Joseph Ever said. If Tinubu fails to restructure this country, his Yoruba people will not forgive him. That's Yorubas who understand what restructuring means. Because I won't believe in it. Understand me? Everywhere, meaning Nigeria, believe in it. So it is only the sycophants among them that will be singing a different tune. So if he refuses to restructure this country, Yorubas will not forgive him. His children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren will be held in contempt. They will be held for betraying the Yoruba nation, because this is what Afenifere has been advocating for a very long time.
Okay then. Let's move on from the issue of restructuring to ECOWAS saying about 6,931 people have been killed under Tinubu in 10 months, describing Nigeria as a killing field. So this article speaks about from the 16 soldiers who were killed in Okwama community, and then we know there's been cases of terrorism, bandit attack, leaving people dead, and a lot of others abducted as well. So they're comparing this to Buhari's tenure and to Jonathan's tenure, saying in the immediate past, President Muhammad Buhari's first 10 months in office, May 2015 to May 2016, Nigeria lost about 8,356 people to insecurity. Meanwhile, in Goodluck Jonathan's first 10 months as president, from May 2011 to March 2012, insecurity claimed 2,059 lives. So it's saying that the figures under Jonathan and Buhari were obtained from the records of the Nigeria Security Tracker. And it's also saying that the death toll under Tinubu is based on media reports. So if it is based on media reports, could it be underreported or otherwise? But then let's look at the comparison. Every human life is extremely important, and that's just one thing I want to clear the air for right now. Every human life is absolutely important, right? But then when they say, in 10 months of Tinubu's administration, 6,931 people have been killed. 6,931 people, compared to the amount of people killed in the first 10 months of former President Muhammad Buhari's tenure, which was about 8,300 people. What really is the purpose of this report in the first place, if it's obviously higher under Buhari?
Well, it is very, very important. The first duty of government is protection of life and property. That is the first responsibility of any government. Protection of lives and property. Then the second is the welfare of the people. And you have seen it. The first 10 months of Jonathan's administration, only 2,000 people. Pardon me for that word only. 2,000 people was killed in the first 10 months of Jonathan's administration. But the first 10 months of Buhari administration, 8,000 were killed. In the first 10 months of Tinubu, 6,000, almost 7,000 people. And one of the reasons that they kicked Jonathan out of government was insecurity. Understand me? That shows you that APC is a party of hypocrites. Understand me? APC is a party of propaganda. Under Jonathan 10 months, 2,000 people was killed. And they say that it's because Jonathan does have any military experience, that they are bringing a major general who fought Matasine. They have not born you when Matasine happened. It was in 1982. Kanu, there was a riot in Kanu in 1982. It was called Matasine. Buhari was serving in the army then. Buhari was a major general at that time. So Buhari was sent that to Kanu, and more than 1,000 people were killed then. Understand? So, but the Lagos Ibadan press, which are expert on deceiving the people, turning a fake news to understand, did not give Nigerians the actual picture of what happened during the Matasine. More than 1,000 people were killed in. Understand me? So they said that a general will handle security more. That's one of the things that they use against Jonathan. One, that is not an army officer. He doesn't have military experience. And again, that Buhari is not a corrupt person. Understand me? And they don't even define what that word corruption means. So, but under the person who don't have any military experience, in his first 10 months, only 2,000 people were killed. But the field marshal, understand me, the field marshal of Nigeria that Lagos Ibadan Press presented to us, 8,000 was killed.
When you say Lagos Ibadan Press, what do you mean?
That's the biggest enemy of this country. It is them that forcibly packaged Buhari and presented to the youth who don't know history. And
who is the them? Who are these people? Who is this press that packaged the Buhari?
I said Lagos Ibadan Press. We know them. Understand? It is them that package Buhari. That Buhari is a changed Democrat. Buhari is incorruptible. Buhari is the modern Messiah, and presented to the youths who don't know history. And they voted him, and it's from that time that Nigeria entered the pit that it is at the moment. Understand me? So the general, the field marshal, understand? 8,000 people died under his watch. And now what do we have? Almost 7,000 in Buhari, in Tinubu's first 10 months. So you check it. Mind you, I said that the first responsibility of any government is protection of life and property. So which of the administrations has protected life and property more? Which of the administrations have protected life and property more?
You know, this makes it look like if we're giving accolades to Jonathan that so many people did not die in 10 months of his administration, are we then blaming the current president for the insecurity in the country? Because it would seem that way.
It is their incompetencies, it is their not knowing what leadership is all about that is causing all this. It is their incompetencies that is causing all this.
For terrorists to be so brazen that they go about wreaking havoc.
That is it.
You feel it's
when
also
you
the
give
same
a promise
incompetence that caused the Ijeoma situation.
not just incompetence, gross incompetent. That's what we've been having since 2015. When people who don't know next to nothing about governance are being declared presidents. And this is just the beginning. It is getting worse. It's going to get worse because there's no feasible answer to what is happening at the moment. Nigeria is on a free fall. Nigeria is on a free fall.
So you don't see any respite coming anytime
no soon? There's nothing to it.
Okay, then
nothing comes without preparation or without a foundation.
You're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent and I have Mr. Peter Anosike right here as an analyst. The phone lines will be opened by 5 p.m. so that you can share your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions with us right here on the program. In the meantime, let's move on over to our very next topic. Senator Suswam, that's the former governor of Benue State, Senator Gabriel Suswam, on Tuesday this week said the current administration under the APC does not have a direction. He's claiming that all the policies, including economic and social, have fallen flat on their faces. And he's suggesting that what Nigerians need is a viable alternative, which according to him is achievable with serious and focused leadership. I just want to ask Mr. Anosike, what do you think about what Senator Suswam has said?
It is evident. Understand me? It is evident that there's no direction. It's only somebody who wants to deceive himself. It's only somebody who is living in self-denial that will feel that anything is working in this country. Understand me? We are in a merry-go-round in the country. What we are having now is a 2-step forward, 5-step backwards. So policies are being made and changed within 1, 2, 3 months. People are being appointed and changed within 2 months. Understand me? So this government has no direction, has no purpose, has no vision. What is a government of trial and error? It's a government of trial and error. If there's no preparation, nothing works. If there's no political will, nothing works. That is why somebody will issue a policy today, tomorrow you change it. Because you don't think through your actions. You are just scrambling for ideas everywhere. So what the former governor of Benue State said is true. It is very, very true. I'm in support of that statement.
So is there no policy at all of this administration that has struck a chord within you and that you would say, okay, this was a good one?
If you know of any, tell me.
There's no policy that you have agreed to.
The only thing for the past 10 months that seems good to me is the cancellation of foreign trips. I
was going there because I know that we had an interview session where you said this was one thing that he had done that you have agreed with.
That's the only thing. And mind you, I don't agree with it 100% because the leader should show example. The leader, if you make a law, you should show example. You should practice what you preach. Understand me? If I say I shouldn't go out, you that say that shouldn't go out. And the answer to the problems in Nigeria is not outside, it is within us. That is what they don't know. to solve the problems of this country, the problems of this country will be solved from within, not from without. So, for the past 10 months, all we have been having is policy somersaults, because we have a government of trial and error.
So even with the cancellation of foreign trips, you don't totally agree with that, because you feel he's not leading by example.
He's not leading by
entourages.
He's not leading by example.
Why? Because he took his 2 sons on a trip outside the country.
If you want to cut cost, if you want me that to sacrifice, you should start that sacrifice. I should be looking up to you. Understand me? People looks up, not down. So if you say that Nigeria should sacrifice, you should start that sacrifice. Understand me? You shouldn't be riding on 50 convoys and say you want to cut this cost. It doesn't work. You cannot have 50 ministers and say you want to implement Orosanya report. It doesn't work. You have to practice what you preach. You cannot be drinking foreign water, imported water, and say I should be drinking sachet water, that we should be patronizing made in Nigeria goods. Why your toothpick is imported, the bottled water that you drink is imported. It doesn't make sense. So examples should come from the top, and once it's not coming from the top, nothing will work. So I agree totally with what the former governor said. Okay,
then moving forward in the conversation, you have been listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm your host. My name is Ijeoma Innocent, and on the other side of the table, I have Mr. Peter Anosike, development economist, acclaimed author and journalist and political affairs analyst as well. Moving on in the conversation, the APC in Ondo State has pegged their form at 50 million naira, right? So we do know that governorship elections are coming up in a few states, including Ondo State and Edo. Now, just like the APC did in Edo State, they've picked their flag bearer. They're pegging the price for the expression of interest form. That's expression of interest. I go do. I won't do.
I'm interested.
I go like to do. I'm interested. I would like to. Million. I would like to be a part of this. 10 million.
10 million.
You understand? It's like those people on online. They'll say to you just to greet me, just to say hi to me. You have to pay. You understand? 10 million. Now to buy nomination form is 40 million. I never knew that to express interest in a venture was this expensive. So person will get 10 million. How you go do on? He's not ready to be governor.
Well, this is a way to eliminate people who are interested. Understand me?
To eliminate people who are interested.
Yes, that to make it so that only a few will qualify.
So there are candidates who want to be governor and don't have up to 50 million in their account.
Even if you are the best person in Ondo, even if you are the biggest economist in Ondo, if you cannot afford 50 million, no way for you. Understand me? So, but mind you, the PDP presidential ticket form was 40 million.
The PDP presidential ticket form
was 40 million.
So we have APC governorship. Form. So APC's then was about 100 million.
Their presidential form was 100 million.
Well, in another way, some people might say that is kind of good, because now they want to know, if you have this amount of money, that means you will not be putting your eye in our national treasury now. But then if you spend that amount of money to be president or to be governor, one would also, another school of thought would say they might want to also now get that back from the treasury.
No, this is a way that money backs, we call them billionaires without enterprise. Understand me? Billionaires without enterprise. That's how they will continue to eliminate the youths. Understand me? A youth who just graduated about 15 years ago and is working hard, where will he get 50 million to buy an express of interest and nomination form? So it is these corrupt politicians that can afford this, and that's why the standard of governance is falling down the drain. Understand me? PDP presidential nomination form was 40 million, but now they are paying 50 million in Ondo State. Understand? 50 million in Ondo, 50 million in Edo. That shows you that APC is never the party for the masses. APC is never a party for the people.
But isn't this also a way for them to fund the party as well? These are like internal party affairs. So when you say they want to eliminate people who might be interested, right? I mean, it's supposed to be their inter-party affairs. So whoever can afford it might as well just get it.
Well, if you buy everything and you get that to power, first of all, you recover your money. Understand me? That was why when the presidency said that they are giving states 50-50, okay, 5 billion for palliative, I said, well, that this is pocket money for the governors, because they are going to recover the money that they spent during the election. That was when they said that each governor will be given 5 billion naira and the 2 trenders of rice. I said that they will pocket that 5 billion, and that was exactly what happened. So if a governor pay all this and gets to office, mind you, paying this 50 million, that's for just form. You've not even started. You've not started. You have to buy the cars and everything that you use that to run for the election. So if at the end of the day you win, what happens? You first of all start by recovering the money that you spent, and when you are doing that, governance is suffering. So that's why I said APC is never a party for the masses. APC is never a party for the people.
Did they claim to be? Have they ever claimed to be?
And that's why from day one I was never comfortable with these people.
Now you're saying this because of the amounts that they pegged their nomination form at, right? And so when you say, oh, youths will be or will not be able to signify interest, because where will they get that amount of money? Still, for someone who has handled that amount before, do you think that greed will easily set in for them, or otherwise is the case?
No, input will determine output. Understand me? How you get into office will determine how you are going to perform in that office. When you buy your way into a political office, it will determine how you not even care for the people, because you feel that you have settled them. That's how this thing works. I settled you before I get into office. This is now an opportunity for me to settle myself and prepare for the next 4 years. So that's why nothing is working in the country, because of the way people get into various political offices.
Okay, then you're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Before we go into our final topic, right, there is a development I want to ask you about, Mr. Anoske. So I just need your response in about a minute or two. Remember that at exactly 5 p.m. the phone lines will be open, and you can share your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions with us right here on the program. This is the recap and Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I am your host, and of course, if you're just joining us, you've missed quite a bit, but keep it locked in. The recap continues up until 6 p.m. Okay. So, Mr. Anoske, there are speculations that Peter Obi of the Labour Party might want to exit the party due to the issues that the party have been experiencing, from Abure being accused of laundering the party's money, campaign funds, to the treasurer being suspended. There are, so many allegations that he might be leaving. But then in also a very recent development, he's denying that he's not leaving, he's not going anywhere, he's not planning to dump the Labour Party. What do you have to say about that? Because some people they've considered it to be, do I call it political prostituting? If he left APGA, he went to the PDP, he left the PDP, he went to the Labour Party, and now he wants to leave the party and go to another party, maybe the SDP or any other party. Would that all go well for him and the party? Even though we know that NLC President Ajero and Julius Abure have been fighting dirty, is it really impacting him to that extent where he would say, I no longer want to be associated with the Labour Party?
One, the party is in a mess, and mind you, Labour Party was dead before 2022. It was P2B that resurrected it. The party was dead. The last time that Labour Party made any impact was in Ondo, when Olusegun Mimiko used it to win the governorship of the state. That was just a state affair. Olusegun Mimiko ran with the party in Ondo State and win. After that, the party rested. So it was P2B that resurrected that party when he entered it in 2020. That's before the presidential election. And mind you, there's a very big difference between the obedience and the Labour Party. Understand me? There's a very big difference between the obedience and Labour Party, and 90% of the obedience are not in the Labour Party. Understand? Just like Labour Party in Lagos State in 2023 election worked for APC, so do in the other states. So obedience is different from Labour Party. So, and for now, the party is in a mess. And the P2B shouldn't be associated with something that is in a state of mess.
But even if that's the case, is it not too early for him to say, okay, I want to leave? I mean, he just came on board how many months ago? Just before the presidential elections.
No, if they will try that to reconcile and put things in order. Understand me? But what you should know is that obedience is a movement. Obedience is a movement which is different from Labour Party. P2B is just the head of the obedience. P2B is the face of the obedience, and it is the obedience that will decide where P2B will go to. So if the party will still be viable for him, mind the P2B has not said that he's running for 2027 presidential election. He had not said that, and I feel there's still time for him that to decide whether he will run or not. But what I know that P2B is not desperate to be president. That is what everybody will know. P2B is not desperate to be president. When in Anambra State, when the Supreme Court declared that P2B has won, by then Ngige has stayed for 3 years, and P2B said that he will just go and complete the tenure that Ngige started. It was Femi Fernanda that said no. Femi Fernanda went to court, and court to say that you are 4 years begin that to count from when you are sworn in as a governor. So P2B is not a desperate human being. He is not a professional politician. He has business he is doing. Understand me? When we counted the billionaires without enterprise, Peter Obi is not among them. He is busy on his own. So he is not desperate to become president of Nigeria. When the time comes, the obedience will decide where Peter Obi would. That's if he's interested in running again. The obedience will decide the party that he will stay and run. Understand me? And as I say again, Labour Party is different from obedience.
Okay, so the suspended national treasurer of the Labour Party, Oluchi Okpara, has alleged that National Chairman Julius Abure is planning to suspend Peter Obi. Now, she's saying that this is because Obi called for the party's account to be thoroughly investigated. What really is going on with Abure? In a minute.
Well, for me, the financial secretary might be fighting dirty. So I don't know, because
might be fighting dirty by raising these allegations to taint Abure further. Because
Abure suspended her. Understand me? So she might want to get back on Abure. Understand me?
Okay, then. Moving forward to our very final topic this evening, let's look at Nigeria being rated as the happiest, not even one of the happiest, as the number one best, the happiest country in Africa. Now, this is from the World Happiness Report. They are saying the parameters they use for this to get this ranking include economic strength, social support, life expectancy, the freedom to make life choices, our generosity, and of course, if there's any perception of corrections or of corruption, rather. It's saying we want to see how happy people are worldwide, and we can see that Nigerians are the happiest people in Africa. They say Nigerians are happier than Kenyans, than the Beninese, than Ghanaians. I mean, we may be happier than Ghanaians because we always beat them at every chance that we get. Saying Nigerians are happier than the Togolese. Mr. Noske, what do you have to say about that? Because me as a Nigerian, I can't really say I'm happy, and I know a few people that would say the same thing. So how did we come to rank as the happiest country in Africa?
Well, that's a ranking that I feel that it is totally out of point. That is the worst ranking I've ever seen.
Why? Because you live in Nigeria and
since
you know
I
what
was
it's like.
Born. Are the other countries protesting
sadness,
economic hardship? Is protests going on in Ghana, in Kenya, and in the other countries of Africa because of economic hardship? The answer is no. The kidnapping, the insecurity, the banditry that is going on in Nigeria, is it going on in any other part of Africa as it is in Nigeria? The answer is no. Understand me? Nigeria was rated as one of the most difficult countries to survive in, understand me, recently. So I wonder where that ranking is coming from. Nigeria should be the saddest country in the world, not just in Africa.
The saddest? Why
the saddest country in the world.
So what should the Sudanese and others who are fighting wars, what should they now say?
Go to Sudan. Sudan has far better roads than Nigeria.
But roads that you can't use because you're fighting wars.
Go to Rwanda, that's fought 50 years war. Rwanda has far better infrastructure than Nigeria. Understand me? All the other countries that do you know, if you go to Kenya train station, you feel as if you are in UK. That's their train station is more beautiful than Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Kenya. Understand me? So comparing Nigeria with South Africa is like comparing heaven and hell.
That's why the difference is that
I've been in South Africa over and over. Understand me? Comparing South Africa.
And you're saying in terms of infrastructure.
Infrastructure, even obedience to
laws,
to laws, and to institutions. Understand me? The corruption that is going on in Nigeria is not going on in any country in Africa. Understand me? So that ranking is just way out of it.
Overall, you don't believe this ranking that Nigerians are the happiest in Africa.
We're not even in West Africa. Understand? We're not even in West Africa. The other countries, are they protesting economic hardship?
Over to you, Nigerians, right? So let me know. The World Happiness Report is saying Nigerians are the happiest people in Africa. As a Nigerian, how happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, so here's what we're going to do today. When you call in, that will be the very first question I want you to answer. As a Nigerian, how happy are you to be Nigerian on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, so once you answer that question, you can go ahead and give us your suggestion and your opinion. I mean, let's do something a little different today. The World Happiness Report is saying Nigerians are the happiest people. In fact, Nigeria is the happiest country in Africa. I want to know, what is your level of agreement? Actually, let's gauge it. All right, I will be keeping count of the number of people that call and say I am very, very happy to be Nigerian. I am elated. In fact, being Nigerian is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I'll be keeping count. I'll be writing it down. At the end of the day, we will gauge the number of people who say I'm happy to be Nigerian and the number of people who feel otherwise. On that note, the phone lines are officially open. Call me up right here on the recap.
I want to say something. On the scale of 1 to 10, if I say 1, I'm deceiving myself.
So it's what, -1?
If there's something like -0,
that's nothing. They with that.
Yes.
Okay, I do have a caller, and this person is calling me from WhatsApp, and this person is not calling me from Nigeria. But either ways, welcome to the recap. Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, this is Daniel. Good evening, sister.
Welcome, Daniel. Where are you calling me from?
My brother there, Mr. Anosike.
Welcome, Daniel. Where are you calling me from?
I'm calling from Stockholm,
Welcome, Daniel, all the way from. So, as a Nigerian, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you to be Nigerian?
0, -0.
Hey. You not even try, give us one. Why?
It's good. My sister, let us, if you're asking a very sensitive question like this, please, you must expect real answer. I cannot come here and start lying to you that even though I'm living in Europe here, we have many Nigerians who want to go and kill themselves to come. I'm so sad that I cannot even go to my country. So what is the happiness all about? That I cannot take my family and to visit my home. Is that happiness? It's worrying. It's killing me every day. That's what I just want to say.
You want to come home, but you can't.
Whether I'm happy or not. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Daniel, for calling all the way from Stockholm. I mean, that was short, simple, and straight to the point. All right, 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. If you'd rather send a message on WhatsApp or you want to give us a WhatsApp call, it is to 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Call me up right here on Voice After People 90.3 FM. I want to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you to be Nigerian? Welcome to the recap. Good evening. I can hear myself. Please turn on the volume on your radio set. Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Yeah, I'm calling from Lagos. My name is Mr. Ben.
Mr. Ben. All right, Mr. Ben, welcome to the program.
Don't need to be asked of, because I know that actually the truth of the matter is that 95% of Nigerians are not happy because the lights that are enjoying the country are not up to 5%. So the rest of the country, why must you be happy? Is it light? Is it road? Is it the economy? Where from what angle? Is it the insecurity? Is it the out of school children? So from every facet of the country, from every area. There's nowhere you will say that you can. Is it right? From where, my sister? That's the truth has to be told.
So for you, on a scale of 1 to 10, is 1 or what? 0?
It's minus 0. Because every day, price of commodities keep on skyrocketing. The women are confused in the market. You cannot give any woman any money that will be, that will be enough for her to buy something. The children cannot eat up to 2 square meals in a day. I am telling you the truth. Look at the indomie that is one of the commonest food. Those days, you can talk of gari, talk of beans that many people don't eat. So why must you be happy when you don't have food to eat? You don't have money to pay as school fees for your children. Yeah, the salary you're earning cannot get. It's not up to $20 when you convert it. You understand me? The farmers cannot go to farm. So you say that it is absolutely not. That is minus 0. Well, I think.
Okay.
God will help this country.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your call, Mr. Ben.
I love that man's everything he said. I was listening. In fact, that man is loaded with wisdom. In fact, this is the kind of people we want. He has said everything. He has said the truth. I'm telling you, the governors are resting. They're not working because they believe they can get their subvention from the federal government. And everybody's just relaxed. At the end of the day, they pack the money for the next time. No road. They don't do anything. Insecurity. They don't fight insecurity. They're only fighting, fighting their opponents and, jogging money for the next 4 years without any meaningful project to show for. They're talking about rice now. If this governor decides to build rice mill, don't you think that we can have something? They don't reason through that way. So I think I should end it. I should end it here.
Thank you, Mr. Ben.
Should not make any mistake in joining any party. He should rest and wait. Like he said, let the obedient decide the party will go, because obedience is a movement. Obi cannot do it on his own. He should look for a better party that will help us to remove this from this wolves that are ruling us.
Thank you, Mr. Ben. Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Hello.
I can hear you. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Up Nepa in Ajawere State.
Up Nepa. Now, wow. Okay, that's good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you to be Nigerian?
Where will I start? Where will I end?
You can start anywhere. 1 to 10. Just give me a number.
0. The world there's nothing to be happy. Because where will I start? Where will I end? Where our leadership will ask us to have to endure to manage things. They do not manage things. They purchase a car of 160 million each. They do not remember that Chris manufacture car in Nigeria. They should go and purchase his own. Then they go and buy those ones. They do not endure. That we should endure. Where will I start? Where will I end? Tell 0 and 0.
Okay.
0.0.
Wait, let me ask you. Yeah, let me ask you. What do you think about restructuring? What do you think about restructuring the country? Yes.
About the restructuring in this country?
Yes.
Honestly, I said everything here is 0. There's nothing to talk about. Honestly.
Okay.
0.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much, Up Nepa, for calling. I hope you have light too. This one that your name is Up Nepa. Yeah. So when there is no light, maybe people around you, do they blame you for that? Okay. 0700 903 903 903. Call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, madam.
What's your name and location, please?
My name is Usman. I'm calling you from Lekki.
Usman, welcome to the program, Usman. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you to be Nigerian?
Sincerely, -1.
-1.
there is nothing like even one. There is no happiness at all, at all, at all. Sincerely, the type of Nigeria we are into now is just God that can help us.
Yeah, you know, we're asking this question because there is the World Happiness Report has released their report saying that Nigeria is the happiest country in Africa. So we're trying to conduct a short radio survey. And so I will ask you the same question I asked the previous caller. What do you think about restructuring? Do you think it will actually help us in Nigeria? Do you agree that the current administration lacks direction? These are some of the topics we've discussed today.
Yes, for me, from my own opinion, from my point of view, is restructuring for me will be the best thing to do, because if we impose restructuring, like if the president could restructure this country, we will more enjoy it than now, because it will give all these governors strength to be more creative, to bring out their best. Yes, to bring out their best, because for now what they are doing is just when money enter, they will just find a way to just divert it into their account. I'm not seeing any results. So for restructuring now is the best thing for me. Yes, to do now.
Okay. So something else we discussed today, right? The APC, they are saying if you to express your interest to be their governorship candidate in Ondo State, you have to pay 10 million naira. To buy a nomination form is 40 million naira. So in order to be governor, you have to pay 50 million. What do you think about that?
Sincerely, all this type of money they're calling of 40 million, 50 million, all this type of money, it's just to say that they don't have us Nigerians in mind. Like, they don't just want us to be happy, because if they have us in mind, what they will be focusing on is to find the best people to in fact people that are not people that are billionaires or wealthy or so on and so on. So it's not only the wealthiest people that can rule this country,
So it's not only rich people that can rule this country.
Yes, for me, you will see so many people outside here that cannot afford even up to $1 million, but the experience he has is more than what a trillionaire, a billionaire has, So all those decisions they're making, like you have to pay this ransom, this kind of money before having all this type, it's just to show us that they don't have us in mind. So that's just it.
Thank you, Usman. Thank you so much for calling. I truly appreciate your call. Keep listening. The recap continues. 0700 903 903 903. Call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello, I don't pick your call, Lou. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello there. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. What's going on? All right, give me a call back, okay? Hello there, welcome to the recap. You know what, just try and give me a call back. I don't know, it's only your number that is having this particular issue. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. If you'd rather call me up, like give me a WhatsApp call or drop your message on our WhatsApp platform, is this 0817 175 6338. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. I can hear myself. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Yeah. Good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
Joe from Bariga.
Joe from Bariga. How happy are you to be Nigerian on a scale of 1 to 10, Joe?
The happiest people in Africa is in Nigeria. So Nigeria is the most oppressed people that doesn't care. They don't react.
And do you think that's why we are called happy?
That is why they don't react. With the oppression, they don't react to issues. Why? What type of human being is this? I'm surprised. Upon the oppressed, they don't react. They just kept silent, working on their own. Why wouldn't people award us to be the happiest people in Africa? So, Chama is a terrible thing. This kind of Nigeria is terrible human beings. I don't know why this is happening to us. I'm praying every day. Let Nigeria be good. But nothing is getting good. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you. You didn't give me your own number on a scale of 1 to 10, though. All right. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Thank you for standing by. Hello there. I've picked your call.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, where are you calling me from?
I'm calling from Isolo.
Welcome, Mr. Johnson. How happy are you to be Nigerian on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm happy to be in Nigeria. It's because
give me a number from 1 to 10. Peace.
No, anything from 1 to 10. You understand? I won't lie for you. I cannot even pick anyone from it. Because if I should pick anyone from it, let me say the whole world that listens to me, they go fight me.
just pick anyone now. The one you pick is a level.
I pick number 3.
Oh, 3. Okay, 3 over 10. That's good. At least you have the highest number of anyone that has called so far. All right, we've discussed a lot of issues today, Mr. Johnson, right? We've discussed about restructuring Nigeria. We have also discussed about APC saying for you to be their governorship candidate, you have to pay 50 million naira to buy form. I mean, what do you think about all of this?
For the restructuring purposes, that restructuring of a team, that one, I think, let us not think about that one. That restructuring is based on their own truth. They don't have anything to offer. Nothing they could restructure. Because most of them travel around the whole world. You see the way they restructure their land, all the whole amenities of infrastructure, everything go amicably. You understand? They turn this country to what? To deaf and dumb, where people cannot even be able to talk or challenge them. They carry most of their people, their children, their colleagues, their neighbor out of the country to go and stay over there. They leave Nigeria at 0. You know that Nigeria is a peaceful area. I love my country. I will lie for you. My greetings to Mr. Adam Sikivade.
Thank you so much. Mr.
I
Johnson.
love Nigeria. Nigeria is a good place where to live. If you live there, amicably, we will go there. We will go to other foreign countries, to European, to anywhere. Understand? They'll be looking at us like what? Like thief.
Mr. Johnson, all right, give me a call back, Mr. Johnson. The network is not allowing us communicate further. I think I need to put a time cap on, people who are calling in. So 2 minutes, please. If you're going above the 2 minutes mark, you can't go above it by more than 30 seconds, okay? So that we can take as much calls as we really can today. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. Did I tell you we're streaming on YouTube? Yes, we're streaming live on YouTube right now. So head on over to our YouTube platforms and you can drop your comments on our YouTube platform. So YouTube fam, let me know how happy are you to be Nigerian on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, just give me numbers. Let me see your numbers up on the screen. Just give me a number. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or even 100. How happy are you to be Nigerian? YouTube fam, let me see your comments up to the 169 people who are watching us right now. Thank you. You can also call me up via the WhatsApp platforms. I definitely want to hear from you. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. I'm seeing a very funny comment on our YouTube platform. We'll be taking that very soon. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. I can hear myself. Please turn on volume on your radio set. What's your name and your location, please?
My name is Mr. Patrick. I'm calling from Vosojo.
Mr. Patrick, welcome to the program, Mr. Patrick. How happy are you to be Nigerian on a scale of 1 to 10?
I don't know.
Sir?
Is there rating? Are the rules that are rating this? Are they working Nigerians now?
You, what's your rating?
Yeah, because because who directed this thing? Maybe they are mocking us. Maybe because Nigerians are people that if they push it to the wall, in order to bounce back, they damage the wall and continue with it. That's why they give us that kind of rating.
So for you, what is it on a scale of 1 to 10 actually?
It's on Nigeria 0-0.
They vex so.
0. So far, see people dying, see people committing suicide. See happiness. Where the happiness come from? So did they report the happiness? They are working also. I'm working in people in Africa. Imagine. Yeah? A country that people are committing suicide. A country that people are hungry. A people that people don't have future. And they're happy. Is that somebody's name?
You've not met people bearing happiness before.
What makes Nigeria happy? Now tell me what the category of things that make. What are the criteria that make somebody happy?
Well, according to this report, wait now, let me tell you. According to this report, right, they are saying it's due to, there are a few parameters, right? Our economic strength, our life expectancy, also that we have freedom to make life choices, generosity, and reduce corruption.
Corruption. It's not just that Nigeria is the most corrupted country in Africa. They say happiness. What's the category members happy? If somebody is or even say a hungry man is a hungry man, what's the meaning of happiness there again? We are hungry. No food. All the borders are closed. Where will food come in? The people that are going to farm, they are pursuing them, killing them. They are suffocating us now. Say happiness. They are making also that kind of rate is mocking. They don't mock us, say we are happy because when they push us to the wall, we build the wall and continue with it.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Yeah. Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. Call me up. This is a recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And while I'm taking your calls, let me hear from you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please? I'm sorry, come again?
Peter.
Welcome, Peter. How happy are you to be Nigerian on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's -0.
Waiting happen. Why?
I can't see what is going on. People are dying of hunger. Things are very costly in the market, and you're asking me this kind of question.
No vex.
And, hello?
I'm with you.
The reason why people are not happy, these who are really not from Tinubu to our councillors, all of them are criminals. They are bad.
All right. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Now, in case you don't know, there are some words that you cannot use on radio. Okay, like don't even use it. Like don't do it. How can you call me and tell me that your leader is a bastard? Why would you do that? Okay, so please don't do that. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
This is Dominic calling from Austria.
Dominic calling all the way from Austria. Welcome to the program, Dominic. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you to be Nigerian?
Sorry, let me greet Mr. Anosike.
He's here.
Mr. Anosike.
Good evening. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Anosike. This question you asked me now, someone asked me this question here in Austria. Do you know why they said to give all this rate? Because it's only in Nigeria, in the whole world, what is happening can happen and we'll keep silent. When you push us to the wall, we break the wall and go inside. When you push us again, we break and keep going until the end of the wall is okay. We will not come and tell you, kill me. I will not kill her with that. The person that makes this rate is the most wicked person in the whole world. For him to make such rating.
Wow.
Like when two people died in Nasarawa State, just hustling for food. people 280 students are being kidnapped. All what is happening in Nigeria. Well, maybe this is, let me not call it an indirect war, it's the opposite of what he's trying to say. Because I don't see the reason why with the resources we have, with everything we have in our country, my people keep on suffering and suffering and suffering. And these people keep on coming to Europe to buy houses and houses and houses, banking the money. 133 people living in abject poverty. All those people making those forecasts, they don't read all those things, they don't wake up one morning to talk what they don't wish to talk. Well, I don't blame them. I blame we Africa, especially in Nigeria, that allow this Westerners to be telling us what is good for us. We know our culture, what we are born. This is just wickedness. I'm very sorry. Honestly, the person that make that rate, you will not see heaven.
Okay, that's going too far. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your call, Mr. Dominic. All right, thank you. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the
Hello.
recap. Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, what's your name and location? Give me a call back at 0700 903 903 903. I can see your messages on WhatsApp and your comments on our YouTube platforms. Do keep them coming. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Are you there? I've picked your call, Lou.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
My name is Kayode. I'm calling from Iyanopaja.
Welcome, Kayode. How are you today? On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you to be Nigerian?
Actually, 0.
Wow. Why is that?
As a matter of fact, nothing is working in this country. Do you know why?
Why?
Our leaders are not there to give us good governance. What they are doing is strictly business. They are using this, the official office for their own selfish interest. They believe once they get there, they become rich. Because I see no reason why to become a governor of a state, you have to pay 50 million naira for you to purchase a form. Invariably, they've seen that office as a business as usual. So they know that that office is so attractive that by the time you get there, you just get there to embezzle. Tell me somebody who spent 50 million naira to purchase a form. Once he wins the election and becomes the governor of his state, definitely he will find all means to get that 50 million naira back to his own purse from public fund. Now tell me, how can such governor give good dividends back to the people that put in there? So that is how it is in this country. They see that office as a business that they can get there and get themselves rich all of a sudden. So that is why we keep suffering in this state, in this country. So to me, I don't think something good will come out if we continue this way.
Okay.
So that's the way I look at it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your call. Thank you so much, Kayode, for calling. Keep listening. The recap continues. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
It's Onyeka. From Togo.
From Togo?
Yeah.
Welcome, Onyeka. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you to be Nigerian?
0.
Why you? What happened? Why is that?
Even as I'm here now, I'm happy. I'm sorry. Even I'm here now, I'm ashamed to tell them that I'm from Nigeria.
Why is that? Why is that?
Nigeria is messed up. Sorry to use that word. Hello?
I'm with you, Onyeka.
Nigeria is messed up.
Okay. Thank you.
Even as I'm talking to you, I'm using Wi-Fi, 24 hours Wi-Fi, 24 hours for electricity.
Yeah. Thank you for calling Onyeka. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
My name is Kingsley. I'm calling from Mushi.
Welcome, Kingsley. Thank you for calling all the way from Mushi. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you to be Nigerian? As a Nigerian, how happy are you?
Zero. I'm not happy.
Why now? What thing happened? Why are you not happy?
The reason why I'm not happy is that, just to add to what Mr. Cairo just said, when you go, there is a country in Africa here, in Central Africa, Republic. For a president to run for election, it's just 5 million paper. But I wonder how a governor will run an election with like 50 million. Just in other countries, just for a president to run for an election is 5 million. And in Nigeria, for a governor to run for an election in this case, it's 50 million. 50 million. It's very, very exhausting. And that is the reason why whenever they enter the government house, they always try their need to recover the money and they will embezzle and leave everything to the government house. I am not happy about the way the government is being run. It seems that they are only doing it to benefit themselves. It is only for the rich, not for the poor. I'm completely not happy about that.
Thank you. Thank you for calling.
We the poor man in Nigeria, we are just suffering for nothing. Only the big men and the rich men enjoying everything.
Thank you so much for calling, Kingsley. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. On WhatsApp is 0817 175 6338 0817 175 6338. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Yeah.
What? Okay, welcome to the program. Hello, are you there? Give me a call, 0700 903 903 903. Welcome, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Oh, my name is Pastor Kiba Jesus from Orile Gomu.
Welcome, Pastor. How happy are you to be Nigerian on a scale of 1 to 10?
My sister, let me tell you the truth, because everybody is hearing me in Nigeria. I was 16 years old when I joined Nigerian Army to keep Nigeria warm. That is a task that must be done. As today, I am crying in silence. Seeing all these politicians wearing agbada every day, where there's hungry in the nation, killing everywhere. Even when we are in the army, when you hear that a private soldier was killed, we'll be crying and mourning. But look at what happened. A whole corner, captains and other ranks. It's very painful one. And what is happening in this nation, Nigeria, today? When we fought the civil war, that is Biafran to Nigeria, we were thinking that Nigeria is going to be better than London. But what is happening today, politicians have killed this nation. And I don't know who is going to revive it again. Are you hearing me, sister?
Yes, I'm with you, Pastor.
And let me refer you to the Bible, the Holy Bible. The Holy Bible says in Proverbs 17 verse 13, whosoever rewarded evil for good, evil shall never depart from his house. So, my sister, I don't know who is going to revive this nation again. And the advice I have for Mr. Obi, that Obi should get patience. Obedience is not energized again. We, the obedient, we are going to rise again and support Obi. So whatever the Ajoro and the others, whatever they are doing, is is showing the sign of what is going to happen in future. So it is better happen this time, so that everybody will know what is going to happen. With the obedience, know how to energize ourselves again. May God bless Nigeria. I know one day, He said surely, the expectation of the righteous shall be cut. The expectation of the righteous shall never be cut off. This nation, Nigeria, will be rebuilt again by the name of Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Pastor Okibo. Thank you so much for calling.
Jesus.
Okay, thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903. Nigeria will rise again. Mr. Anosike.
I pray too.
Okay, 0700 903 903 903. You can also call me on WhatsApp, okay? You can give me a WhatsApp call if you cannot get through to the phone lines. All right, I have a call on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. I can hear myself, please turn on the volume on your radio set.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening, ma'am. What's your name and location, please?
It's Madam Quality calling from Moshi.
Madam Quality, welcome to the program. How are you today? Happy weekend. Madam Quality, are you happy to be Nigerian? As a Nigerian, how happy are you? 1 to 10. Give me a number.
It's not a small happiness. It's sadness. Everyday sadness. Every day. In fact, anybody the people that brought that news, they are mocking Nigerians. That's the real truth. And are you telling me that a mother that they kidnapped their children, they are happy and jumping? Are you telling me that those people in Delta State, the community, they are rejoicing because we are celebrating Christmas? Are you telling me that somebody that cannot feed the children, they are happy? Are you telling me that you, Shoma, now you go to market to buy something, you are with 5,000, but that 5,000 cannot make a pot of soup? You are going to be happy? As for me and my household, we are minus 0% happiness. So the cry has already, in fact, has taken over. No need of asking any Nigeria that rank this happiness 5 or 3. The other person, I need EFCC number to call them so that they will go and ask the person a very thorough question. Yes, because it's obvious that they are among those, the 5% of those that are making the 95% of Nigeria crying. So they need to be arrested. Thank you.
Thank you for calling, Madam Quality. Keep listening. The recap continues. All right, 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the program. Good evening. Are you there? Good evening. Give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening, Shoma.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
You are speaking with Pastor Obi.
Welcome, Pastor Obi. Let's hear from you. Are you happy as a Nigerian, Pastor?
I am just happy to be a child of God, not as a Nigerian.
Why is that?
Because this country has gone haywire. Everybody is just interested in what they can get. Mr. Anosike, I've been listening to your program. He has been doing very well in telling people how Nigeria is. His analysis are top notch. So I just want to celebrate him. But for this country, if it's not God, there is no hope. If it's not God, there is no hope. What we are seeing around us, there is practically no hope. Okay, can I throw the question back to you? 1 to 10, how happy are you as a Nigerian? Be sincere.
Good one. Answer now.
Okay, you can answer.
No, I'm the interviewer. I get to ask you the questions. You don't get. No, you don't get to ask me. No, I don't agree. You can't put me on the spot like that. I asked the question.
I am not putting you on the spot.
You are. Don't worry. I'll tell you at the end of the program. I said it all.
Ask us as Nigerians.
I said it when I introduced the topic. I said it. You know what? Don't worry. At the end of the show, I'll reiterate it again, and I'll also ask Mr. Anosike, even though they will come and answer question.
Pastor,
my brother,
my own is minus 0.
You try to say put minus 0. You must say minus 50. There's no way. We're definitely going backward. There is nothing. Actually, when you wake up in the morning every day, there is nothing that makes you happy to be a Nigerian. Because Igbo people say it's Chibo and also. At no day breaks, bet me tomorrow, Sunday morning, you will hear a different thing that will make you more angry. Monday, the same thing. How the people that read this thing, God will forgive them. That's just what I'm saying.
Thank you so much for calling, Pastor. Keep listening. The recap continues. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name and location, please?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, it's Mr. Innocent calling from Jalama.
Welcome, Mr. Innocent. How happy are you to be Nigerian?
I'm your father. Like your son is innocent.
When I heard your voice, I definitely knew you were not my father. But go on.
So please, we managed to laugh. You understand?
Manage.
And our hope in God is what is keeping people afloat. And because Nigeria is a religious country, when they see people gather and shout praises, putting their hope in God, people will mistake it to be happiness. Okay? So I've been listening to Mr. Anosike. In fact, each time I listen to him, I just pray if Nigeria can have somebody like this as a vice president. Nigeria is a place where the president will be a graduate of a primary 6 certificate holder. Then a professor will be in a second position as a vice president. We have big players on the bench. I don't know whether you understand me now. The big players, the star players are always at the bench. Why the ones that do not even know their left and right will be there, you understand me, acting as the boss. We don't love putting square peg in a square hole. We are always doing things in awkward way. And it is very difficult for a blind man to lead a man that has full eyes that can see. That is why there is problem everywhere. The intelligent people are sidelined. People who are educated are sidelined. And that's why people are running away. The other day, immigration say 32,000 applicants. People queue up. You understand me? What is happening in a water country is what is happening in Nigeria. And people are saying there's no problem. I don't know when there will be problem. Even when somebody enters his feet, that we believe that there is problem. Our people say, Ijeoma Egwuatu. Somebody, you are holding somebody on the ground. I say his head is not touching sand. So we manage to laugh. Do you understand?
Thank you.
And only the people that have God are the people that will laugh.
Okay.
I still have a solution. I have a solution to electoral process in Nigeria, which if I can get to Mr. Anosike, the problem is I have pelvic fracture. You understand? Which makes movement difficult. If I can get to Mr. Anosike, I want to demonstrate a system that will restore unity in Nigeria politically. So that anytime there is an election in Nigeria, they will not look as if Nigeria wants to tear apart. This system will guarantee Fulani Igbo man having choice of one presidential candidate. Do you understand me now? But the way to reach out to the country is another problem. Because but if I can get in touch with Mr. Anosike, I can demonstrate something. Maybe privately, we will see.
Okay.
Look into what I'm trying to say. I have a solution.
No problem, Mr. Innocent. No problem, sir. So, we'll take note of that. And
the Lord is your friend.
Thank you so much. We'll reach out to you after the program. Thank you.
Yeah, truth is right.
Thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903. One more call. Just one more call. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for holding on. Forgive me. Welcome to the recap.
All right, thank you.
What's your name and location, please?
Well, I'm Kingsley Azeta.
Okay,
calling
Kingsley.
from London.
Welcome to the program. Welcome.
Thank
to the
you
program.
for having me.
So, how happy are you as a Nigerian on a scale of 1 to 10?
0.
Why is that?
0. Because, see, when the head is sick, the whole part of the body is sick. They used to say the good, the bad, and ugly, but in Nigeria, it's only the bad and ugly happening. Nothing good is happening there. I don't understand what is happening in Nigeria. Everything is going down. I'm not ashamed to be a Nigerian, but to claim to be a Nigerian now, it's, I don't know. Nigeria is, I don't know what's happening. Everybody want to eat everybody. Everybody want to grab everything. See the politicians, look at them. What qualification do they have? What qualification? Governor having what they call it? They want to have, they want to be on benefit. Ex-governor want to be a senate. The senators want to be a president. Nobody want to do anything good for each other. They're all fighting each other. Can you imagine a war-torn country donating food for Nigeria? They don't. Nigeria started with China. Look at China today. Look at Nigeria today. I don't understand what's happening, my sister. Nigeria is becoming a cannibal country or a failed state.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank
Nigeria,
you,
both Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Both Nigeria in the 70s, you see Nigeria, recently about we were Nigerians. But now, everybody's jackpot, everybody's living, everybody's going living in Nigeria. If you have an opportunity today, the president woke up tomorrow and nobody is in Nigeria. No? Thank you, my sister, for having me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kingsley, and thank you also for holding. And we cannot take any more calls as it is right now, as our time is fast spent. Okay, so let's head on over to YouTube to take your comments, and we'll also be coming to WhatsApp to take your messages. Starting from YouTube, okay, Madwaburochuku Uche says, good evening here, everyone. Michael says, yes, Peter Obi should leave Labour Party to a new, fresh party. Maddy P says, no truth out of our more rage, none of them are honest. We are Nigerians. Ray Parr says, their lies found them out, they lack experience. Okay, moving forward, I'm taking your comments on YouTube, okay. Maddy P says, when the foundation is not honest, why should we be money conscious people? Kenneth Nwaduche says, Nigeria is in for, okay. Maddy P says, my pain is this one turns, the other one turned full suffering. Kenneth Nwaduche says, there is no way Obi can put Labour Party in order. They cannot allow him. Okay, Maddy P says, because their fathers have stolen money, they will never say the truth. Are we talking about the same things here? Vivian Justin says, Nigeria is the happiest country in the world. It's not only in Africa. What is happening in Nigeria? It's only the happiest people that can accept it. Maddy P also says, go to other African countries and see Nigerians are there. Kenneth Nwaduche says, I have never seen anybody who is happy when he is hungry. Vivian Justin says, Nigeria became the happiest people in the world is natural. It's not all about what we benefit from the government. Osaz says, we are the happiest and it has nothing to do with the leadership. A typical Nigerian will make fun of his situation while the rest of the world protests heavily on the same situation. Osaz says, we like to make ourselves happy even when things are not going well. Nobleman says, only Peter Osifo, APC chieftain that was stranded in Lagos when he visited synagogue, should be happy. Nobleman, why? Talk about the situation and leave Peter Osifo out of it. Kenneth Nwaduche says, I think this is the greatest lie of the year. They will not allow the nation to be restructured. The caliphate will not allow the nation to be restructured. Nigerians are hypnotized. That's why they can't react. Irene Zenwosu says -10. Osaz says, I would say 5 out of 10. 5 from self-made, the other 5 for bad leadership. Ikeogo Emmanuel says, happiness is far from 200 million Nigerians because those in leadership position at all levels are not happy with the feedback they get every day. Madi Peace says, I better pass my neighbors Nigeria and co. Joey says -0 with a very big red crying emoji. Madi Peace says only God can give us happiness. Austin Green says, I'm Austin from Anthony Village. How can I be happy as a Nigerian when my 2 uncles' children are in the bush held by kidnappers in the north? My scale about being a Nigerian is -0. Mama Obasui says Nigeria is 0,0. A country where illiterates are leading to educated people until the youth can stand on their rights. Nigerians still have a long way to go. Akinola Olumide Omotayo says, good evening, ma'am. To be sincere with you, Nigerians are not happy because of so many things such as economic, social, infrastructure, no employment. But Nigerians are happy because no war. Akinola also says, I'll give myself 4 over 10 because there is no war and we are still living. I don't like people saying negative things about Nigeria. No complaint can change this situation. The government should help. Zik Creative Court says, lol, Nigeria happy. Yeah, I agree. Nigeria is the most happy because we know how to find our way. They give us this rate because we are survivors. Akinola Olumide Omotayo says, the way some callers are calling to swear, is it good? The government can be happy with this if they hear all this. Please caution them. I sure always do. Thank you, Akinola. Okay, Eb Granite. The happiness question is not making some callers to comment on other issues. Well, I mean, if you ask me, that was a very important issue, but I get your point. Thank you, Eb Granite. Austin Page Ugbaja says, some of us outside are ashamed of being called Nigerians, a country of 2 laws, north and south, different laws, same as rich and poorest. Samuel Ongwe says, if I may ask, do we have good roads? Are we eating to our satisfaction? Do we have effective power supply? So if all this question is no, I rate Nigeria -0. Joey says, we have normalized the use of words like God's day, you go better. Now where you work, you go chop. We don't even work for a living. We go to work to hustle. That poll is utter rubbish. Okay. Unwana Ekbong Esquire says, how can we call in and contribute our opinion? Well, if you want to call, the number is 0700 903 903 903. So 0700 903 903 903. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. But we're no longer taking calls on the program. Okay. We're no longer taking calls on the program at all. Okay, moving on over to WhatsApp. Thank God the issue of restructuring came up as a topic today. Some friends weeks ago were having an argument that the North would be slow to develop if all regions go on their own. They said the North would be at a disadvantage compared to other states who are closer to water. They made water the base of their argument in relation to progress and development, which I find weird. I wouldn't state my own response in this argument, but I would like to hear Mr. Peter Anosike's take on this. You will not state your own, but you want to hear Mr. Peter Anosike's own, and you didn't even tell me your name and where you're writing from. That's all you do. Thank you for your opinion. Thank you. Good evening, Chama. Please tell me, how can I be happy when Nigeria is going down the drain? Insecurity, bandits, kidnapping has taken over the nation. I'm so ashamed. My happiness is that everyone is feeling the heat. There is no tribalism in hunger. Thank God. From Oshodi. Good evening, Mr. Anosike and Chama. Ironically speaking, I'm feeling on top of the world. This is a message long ago. Chisco from Ijegu Ijagemo Jaga Road. It vex. Why your message long like this? I'm feeling on top of the world being in Nigeria, but not in Nigeria. Incidentally, the yardstick used to determine the happiest countries in the world by just one body, especially Nigeria being the 6th happiest country, is inconclusively correct. Unfortunately, I cannot take the rest of your message. If I take your message, we will sleep here. Okay, thank you, Chisco from Jaga Road. I'll give Nigeria 8. God bless Nigeria. From Adeyemi Kabori satellite time. I've noticed that anytime you post something positive about our country, the majority of the people that will come to mock you come from a particular zone. Adeyemi Kabori. I want to hear more. You should not allow your platform to be used as to be used as propaganda. You asked your guest about Ibadan Press. He could not mention anyone, and he keep on mentioning Ibadan Press without any evidence to back his claim. He should tell us the source of where he gets his own statistics of people that died during different administration, or else I will see him the same as the government he criticizes every day. Chama, I will not lose my happiness just because my candidate failed to win election. I'm very, very proud and happy to be a Nigerian. Olu from Badagry. Thank you, Olu, for always writing to us. It's always a pleasure hearing from you. Andy Madu from Ikorodu. Good evening. For me, one, and that one is for Alex OT. That's the only joy I'm having, that it can still be someone that is different from the rest. Thank you so much, Andy Madu. Good evening, Chairman, Mr. Anosike. I give myself -9/10 on the happiness rate. This is because nothing is working in the country. Most people are miserable. Whoever that's behind that rating is trying to mock us. Sahid Barua. Good evening, crew. 9 months of, I just know this message is coming from Dayo from Fagba. 9 months now, and it's full of nightmare. Dayo from Fagba, happy to be in Nigeria. Is an era that is gone. Chioma, Nigeria scores 0 points in this present era. Okay. Finally, hi there. I've been trying to call you from London, but can't get through. My name is Kingsley Itoya Azeta. I think you got through at the end. Kingsley Azeta. Nigeria is the only country that will accept food from a war-torn country. Can you believe that? Personally and actually, I cannot believe that. But man, I mean, it has happened. Okay, this message just came in. We can see the zeal and determination of our army to clear that village. We can also recall the where innocent youths was massacred in Lekki. The evidence wiped up. We have IDPs around the country because people were attacked and displaced due to insecurity since 2015 till now. But we haven't seen such zeal and determination to wipe off bandits and Boko Haram in the north, where people's and properties were destroyed. Farmers can't go to farms. It is a shame. Dio from Fagba, time is fast spent and we need to go. Mr. Peter Anuski, I want to hear your final thoughts on the situation and the questions that were posed to you from the listeners.
What the heck?
To talk about the restructuring, where someone said he was arguing, he was talking with his friends, and they say, oh, because the north is not close to water, they would suffer due to mineral resources and all of that. But you said that there is no state in Nigeria that does not have
restructuring is going to benefit all the 36 states, including the FCT. Understand me? There's no state in the country that don't have something under the soil. So restructuring is going to make the governors more creative, more productive, and more hardworking. So it's going to favor all the states in the country in one way or the other. I mentioned the Niger Delta and the Bauchi State. When the Niger Delta people, when they sell their petroleum, they're not going to... They'll go to Bauchi. If Bauchi can become a tourist center, they'll spend that money there. So Bauchi State will benefit from the oil money from the Niger Delta area. So it's going to be a win-win situation for every state in the country.
It's going to be a win-win situation for every state in the country. If you think otherwise, you can head on over to all our social media platforms at VOP903FM. On every single social media platform, we are at VOP903FM. On that note, we come to the end of today's edition of the recap. Thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you for calling. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube. It is always a pleasure to hear from you. My name is Ijeoma Egwuatu. Mr. Anosike, thank you so much for coming on the program. It's always a pleasure. Let's do this again next week, Saturday. The world news at 6 comes up shortly. Have a good evening.